Mahomes was in the lineup. The Chiefs had won 10 straight games. Bucky Brooks, NFL analyst, is back with us. But Marcellus, do you have any concerns that the Chiefs will not be ready in the playoffs?
Yeah, I have my concerns, and it's interesting because everybody knows that the Chiefs, when playing optimal football, the way that they want to perform, up to their talent level, ooh, good Lord, the rest of the NFL is in trouble. But the problem is the Chiefs are not in that position right now for a couple of reasons. One, this rust in NFL is real. Like we saw it with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We saw that movie in terms of what rust can look like. And that was a team that only took 13 days off. Let's talk about a team that's now going to take 21 days off in their return. Not a good movie ending, at least if it goes like it did for Pittsburgh. But I'm not predicting a loss. I'm predicting some struggles. Don't forget last year, the Chiefs came off a playoff bye and fell behind 24-0 to the Texans in the first 20 minutes. Now, they're the Chiefs. They came back and won that game, but keep playing with that fire. It warms you one time, and then it will burn you the next time. So let's talk about this year, because it's a different Chiefs team. Even though they're the champions, they're different, and some are saying even better this year. Okay, let's look at them in the second half of the season this year. Oh, they trailed in the second half against the Panthers, the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Saints. Trailed late in the second quarter against the Dolphins and the Falcons. Nearly blew a 17-point fourth quarter lead against the Bucs, win by 3. Rested their starters and lost in week 17 to the Chargers. Damn! Same actor, same set. Is this the same movie we saw with Pittsburgh? It's just an interesting dynamic at play right now that is concerning, that you're not exactly playing up to your standard, and then you take a rest in that moment where you're not playing your best. Let's see how they perform. Let's see how they respond. But I do have my doubts.
I have no doubts, and the Chiefs shouldn't have any doubts at all either. Again, the Chiefs do something that is pretty counterintuitive. They actually play better against playoff teams. They actually play better against better opponents. So I'd be more concerned if this was the end of the regular season and the Chiefs were playing a lower-tier bottom-feeder team. But in the playoffs, I ain't worried. Let's look at Patrick Mahomes this year versus playoff teams versus all other teams. Completion percentage, better. Passing yards per game, more. Touchdown interception ratio, this is the one that's really mind-blowing. 12 touchdowns, no picks against playoff teams. And then your passer rating, it actually goes up against playoff teams. So you're telling me that Patrick Mahomes, when the lights come on, that's when you play your best. I never really got that concept. There were some dudes that were just gamers. Practice, no good. But when the game came around, them dudes would show up. That's kind of how the Chiefs are against practice opponents, if you will. Patrick Mahomes, he's just like, yeah, we're doing whatever. But when the real games show up, Patrick Mahomes plays the best. I have no concerns whatsoever. I think the Chiefs are ready to show up. I think the Chiefs are ready to turn up.
Are they ready to turn up against your Browns, Acho? I know that's tough for you. Like, I know that's tough for you to say that because we'll have segments later where we talk about the Browns, and you're not going to be able to straddle both sides.
Get to your take, Bucky.
Not worried about the Chiefs. So I go and pencil them into the championship round. So I am not worried about the Kansas City Chiefs because this is what Andy Reid does. In his career as a head coach, he's 24-4 whenever he's had a bye. That's including the playoffs. They're 5-2 in Kansas City. So they understand the process of getting the team ready to play. And I'll be honest with you, the reason the Chiefs have played so many close games, they're bored. These games haven't mattered yet. And Acho, you put up the screen where you talked about them playing against playoff teams. When they need to turn up, they turn up. But they know. It kind of reminds me of Floyd Mayweather. But Floyd Mayweather is kind of playing like, okay, who do I have? Like, okay, now I need to turn up. Canelo, let me be on my best. Oscar De La Hoya, let me be on my best. Whoever I'm facing, if I need to take it up a notch to knock them, to put them in their place, we can do that. That's the Kansas City Chiefs. They're too talented. The only thing they needed to make this repeat happen was to make sure that they were healthy. That's why they were taking that week 17 off. They want to get all the weapons back, make sure everybody's right. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, Mecole Hardman. And when you got 15, Patrick Mahomes, I just don't know. I just know how you knock them off because they're fresh and they're ready to go. I think we will see fireworks this weekend when they take the field.
I have never ever seen a team that go out there and say, we're going to win the game? You know why? Because Bucky went, woo! Like, I don't give a damn who you are. You can't just step on the field and go, woo! Like, you know what you need to do? Do something. And this is the reason. Like, Acho should have doubt. He just went through an entire segment about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills having doubts, but then he gets to Patrick Mahomes like, I have no doubt. A little doubt, for real? All right, let's talk about this. Last time we seen Patrick Mahomes in season having this big of a layoff was last year when he had 15 days off. Remember when he dislocated his kneecap, missed 2 games, came back? How did the Chiefs fare? They lost that game. Now, they lost the game by 3 points to the Titans. Patrick Mahomes still was a baller because Patrick Mahomes is a baller. But this is not exactly Patrick Mahomes' statistics right here when he's at his best. They were in Tennessee territory 9 times and only scored 2 touchdowns. That's not an efficient bunch. Yeah, productive. Yeah, overwhelming. Yes, in volume, but not efficient in the playoffs. You spot these teams. You spot the Browns, even the Browns. Watch what happens to you because the Pittsburgh Steelers found out the hard way. Look, the Chiefs have not won a game by more than 6 points since week 8 against the Jets. Jets, the Jets. So now you're playing with fire. And y'all keep saying, well, they're the Chiefs, so they'll figure it out. Well, history tells me different. 3 of the last 4 teams to rest their starting quarterback in week 17, heading into a playoff bye, ended up losing their first playoff game. Oh, let's talk about those teams. You go back to Aaron Rodgers, the great. 2010, 2011 it happened. Ben Roethlisberger, another great loss. Drew Brees is the only one who's done it in the last decade. And then we get to Lamar Jackson, another loss when we're talking about resting before your playoff game. 21 days, dog. You could forget a lot of football in 21 days. And maybe it's not Patrick Mahomes. Maybe it's not Travis Kelce. Maybe it's somebody on the line we're not going to bring up. Maybe it's someone in special teams who we're not going to bring up. But down 24-0 last time you had a layoff, and then you had to fight back. Try and spot the Cleveland Browns 24 points. Ask the Pittsburgh Steelers about that and see how it fades for you.
The issue is, Sal, there's just no justifiable reason to be concerned. Like, Andy Reid, you think he's going to forget how to coach? Patrick Mahomes, you think he's going to forget how to play ball?
Cocky.
Travis Kelce, he going to forget how to catch?
I said not those guys.
Tyreek Hill, he going to forget how to be fast?
It's not those guys.
There's no justifiable reason for me to worry. We've also seen the Chiefs be in the situation before. Last week, they had a bye week. Yes, they came out slow, but I would propose that, you know what, maybe they'll actually learn from that. I would also say that they haven't played a blowout game in the last 8 weeks. Because what's going to happen in the playoffs? Half of the games wild card weekend, 1-possession games. Yep. Divisional round, everything's going to get closer. Give me the team that for 8 straight weeks has played a 1-possession game and come out on top over the team that has only played 1-possession game. By the grace of God, it was against the aging Phillip Rivers, who couldn't march down the field with 2.5 minutes, an eternity in football, especially if you have the 2-minute warning, and thankfully came out on top. I look at the negatives, which you argue for the Chiefs, and